Hello, my name is Chris Bird. I'd like to tell you about a course I'm going to be doing in Santa Cruz on March 13th and 14th of 2018. I'm going to be doing a CRS 204 buying and selling residential rental properties, and I've got to tell you this is an excellent course. And I'd like to also say this: I'm an investor, an active investor. I'm not just an instructor teaching you from a textbook. I'm building a property as we speak. I closed on a property March 2nd of 2017 as well. And whenever I say I'm doing this, I mean my wife and I. However, I also bought a real estate property in my IRA back in 16. So that'd be a third property that I own in an IRA. We'll talk about that in this course. But let me tell you about this wonderful course. I've been teaching this course for over 15 years for CRS, the Council of Residential Specialists, which is now the Real Estate Council. All right? And this course used to be a very intensive calculator-based course, which drove people crazy. Now it is a live, on the internet, spreadsheet type of course, where if you'll bring your iPad or you'll bring your Mac or your PC, you'll be able to basically go online with me to do the calculations on analyzing whether a given rental property is a good buy or not. And I know I'm going to be teaching in California, and things are different than in the Midwest from where I am. And you're buying based on some different things. Maybe they don't cash flow as well out in California as they might here in the Midwest. So we'll talk about appreciation rates. We'll talk about return on investment. We'll talk about return on equity. We'll talk about how much rent you can get from a given piece of property, and look at how much it's going to cost you to do it. So I expect that we're going to have some people in that beautiful location that also come in from out of state, and we'll have some interesting comparisons to show you about properties in other parts of the country. By the way, when I was in Cupertino, California last year doing this, it was interesting how many people in that class from California actually owned properties in other parts of the country. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about this course. We have a wonderful chapter on 1031 exchanges, which are still part of the new Tax Cut and Jobs Act law. So real property 1031s are still allowable. We'll talk about that. We have an excellent chapter on management, and I'll give you some apps and some websites that I use personally to background check people, things like this. We have a wonderful chapter on building wealth strategies. In other words, are fixer-uppers something you ought to think about? Refinancing your properties and buying other properties. I've done all of this. All right? Is buying a property in your IRA something to think about? Something to talk about with your accountant? Something to talk about with your attorney? So let me just say this. Your instructor is an investor. My wife and I are avid investors, and I would like you to think about coming to this wonderful course in a wonderful location and learn about buying investment properties. So I hope to see you there, and may you have some very happy holidays this season, and I hope to see you in March 2018 in Santa Cruz, California. Thanks.